G'day mate and welcome back to Capital History with me, Jenny. In our last episode, we set up our secondary iron mine, we also set up a secondary forest area, and we also started processing uranium. With those things out of the way, obviously means it's time to start looking at a nuclear reactor to power us into the next stage of Capital History. But a nuclear reactor is fairly expensive, which means I need to save up a construction part or two, which means before we jump into that, we're going to go and look what the other digging crews and clearing crews are doing around the map in a way of also prepping us for the next age of Capital History. But before I get to any of that, I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like just like the Diggy Boys are flacking like a pack of seagulls around the last bit of coal here in For the Love of Capital History Mine. Now, if you didn't enjoy the video, you didn't think it was worth your like, then by all means you can have your like back. But I warn you, I am going to feed you to a pack of seagulls instead. Alright, so obviously the coal mine's just about done, which is great. As soon as that's done, we can move these guys on. They're probably going to go and join the iron guys, so I get the iron mined out, because, well, I really want to have that dealt with as well. Other thing I need to do is I need to get a whole lot of dirt dumping done around the map. So if we go to the fast action response team, they're actually up here just doing a little bit of trim across the top to clear out the rock from here, so I get all this area dumped with dirt. I obviously have all this area dumped with dirt to be dumped with dirt as well, which actually means I'm going to turn off dirt dumping across the whole map. It does mean that areas down here are going to have a bit of an issue, and it also means that the clearing crew is also going to have a bit of an issue because they're going to be digging up mixed materials and they have no assigned sorter. So what I need to do is I need to temporarily assign them to both the iron mine and the coal mine, so they can at least sort some of the material before they complain too much. All right, another thing I need to do is I have a small problem with very busy vehicles. So what I want to do is I want to cancel the second mega dumpy truck and get another tree planter. The reason I need another tree planter is if we look at our tree planting, this is now being planted, but this is very desolate. So I need to have another tree planter out and about so we can get a little bit more done. Yep, with that added to the queue, that's going to bring us up to 220 vehicles of 230. So obviously I'm going to have 10 more dump trucks. Now, I don't have any vehicle parts 3, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this a permanent boost, and I'm also going to have this one import vehicle parts, just a little of them, not a lot, because we have a whole second container here that we can buffer, but I do have the second group that is making a whole lot of vehicle parts, and that belt is completely backed up, so we should be able to have a truck come over here, grab some, bring them over here, drop them off, and continue to expand the fleet. I'm actually going to bump that up the priorities quite a bit so it gets done reasonably quickly. All right, the coal mine is now done, which is great. I have 9 diggies here and 15 trucks. We're going to do two things. We're going to find our diggy boys and name a couple of them. Okay, first off, can I say a big thank you to Typus for being a wonderful YouTube member and choosing to support the channel. Can I also thank Steve Smith for also being a YouTube member, enjoying early access to videos, and continuing to support the channel. And lastly, can I thank, Commander... Really, is your name too long? No, my copy and paste was bad. That's what it is. Okay, that one. Cool. Commander 8890 for also being a wonderful YouTube member and choosing to support the channel. Okay. With that done, I'm going to actually drop these guys off the list entirely and these guys off the list entirely, and I'm going to throw them all in the iron mine because I want to have the iron mine cleared straight away. So I'm going to dump all of them in there. I'm going to give them 20 vehicles. 20 vehicles should be fine, and more importantly, I'm not going to have coal here anymore. So can I assign this to iron? Can I also assign this to iron? Can I get iron dumped in here and in here? And I should be able to copy those settings to that one, hopefully, yes. And then can I get the iron mine? I know power's a problem. We're going to talk about power in just a second. Can I have them also assigned to here and here? So if they fill up their first one, they can then go and dump stuff in there. What is our problem? We have flu moderate. Okay, can I have health boost so we don't have to worry about that anymore? And same time power. I need to talk about power desperately because it's obviously failing. I have coal coming in here, which is providing our steam. Steam is going through the oil refinery. The oil refinery is occasionally adding a little bit of steam to it with a little bit of hydrogen or a little bit of fuel gas, sometimes some naphtha, sometimes some heavy oil getting burnt off as well. And then heading out here to our little power generator. Our power generator currently has a whole lot of auto balancing turned on, we're going to turn all that off. We're just going to run this thing flat out, flat chat, because this, well, one high pressure turbine with one low pressure turbine gives us 18 megawatts worth of mechanical power, which gives me 15 megawatts worth of electricity. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, that means with 4 of them running, that is 15, that is 60, 15, 30, 45, 60, plus I have the wood one over here, which seems to have had a problem with water delivery. Okay, it was definitely out for a second. So because it was out, my power hit bad times. So we're just going to run everything for flat out for right this second, so I can work on a few other things. Next thing I need to do is I need to add more wood storage, or add less wood storage. That's exactly what we're going to do. And we're going to rip up all 3 of these, because that's going to give me import. Thank you. That's going to give me more construction parts. More construction parts 3 means more construction parts 4, which is one of the things I'm actually short on. And see, power says it's okay. Power says it's horrible. Power says it's okay. Power's all over the place. Why is power all over the place? Because their inertia dropped too low. So because the inertia dropped too low, you guys couldn't actually get enough mechanical power to make enough electricity. But it's coming back now, so we should be fine, hopefully, in a minute or 2. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to go look at our dirt dumping. So not that dirt tower, this dirt tower. Okay, this dirt tower is up here. It's designed to fill in this whole area. I'm going to reassign this, and we're going to pull this all the way up to here. So as soon as this crew is done, they've cleared out this area, I can, in theory, have them start dumping dirt in here. We still have a whole lot of dirt to dump in here. And, well, I also want to do this ramp. So there's an awful lot of dirt that I need to have designated in different places. That power is super bad. Oh, are you guys jamming on exhaust? No, because we vented if you can't put it out, but whatever. We're just going to crank it. We're just going to crank it. We're going to crank this, so hopefully we get enough steam into the system. You technically need to be 100% full to run these guys flat out. Okay, we're going to turn one of them on auto balance then, because this is not 100% full. So I don't technically have enough steam to run this flat out, and that could also be causing brownouts. Brownouts are annoying. Right, not enough maintenance 2 is because you were a too low a priority. You can already see that a lot of these have cranked up priority on very important things like maintenance to make sure that power doesn't have any oopsies. Yeah, I can live with some things being without power, but not everything. All right, other thing I want to do is I want to go look at our clearing crew. Our clearing crew is over here. They're clearing out this mountain area. I need to have the mountain area gone, so I have well, access to the next part of this. Well, this whole area is one flat plateau. Obviously, I want to also put in dips where I can to fill it in with dirt if possible. So if I want to turn it to farmland, I can turn it to farmland. All right, truck has no sorting. Oh, okay. Truck has no sorting because I also have you guys. Okay, we have the special ops crew. The special ops crew is, where are you? You're here. You're digging your way out to, well, out to here for a special operation. And can I pin this? Where is this tower? Yeah, I don't have a tower locally, so that implies that it is this tower. Are you this tower? You are this tower. Okay, you're assigned to everything. And the special ops. See, now I want to go to this the special ops tower, not their actual crew. Yeah, that is special ops, and that is not assigned to that tower. Okay. Can I assign them? No, they are assigned to this. Okay, things are not loading. Can I close that? Close that. Okay, you are assigned to this tower. This tower is assigned to allow rock and dirt. And the issue is then I just have too many trucks trying to dump, and it's only too wide, so I have a limited amount of trucks that can go out there at once. Okay, that should sort itself out in just a minute. All sorting plant is full. Yep, that's sort of expected. And all the Diggy boys have come over here to do iron. Right. With iron being done, I want to move on to a nuclear reactor. And to do that, I need to have more population. So we're going to unpause the house, and we're going to start working on nuclear reactors. So nuclear reactors, pretty easy. It takes in shiny rocks, some shiny fuel rods from this box, and then gives me, well, just the tiniest amount of steam. So we're going to actually open up this, and we're going to delete hydrogen mega vehicles. We're going to delete the recycling edict, and we're going to delete the nuclear reactor, and also vacuum desalination, because they're the things we're about to walk through. All right. So power. I want to have a nuclear reactor. Okay. Nuclear reactor takes in, like I said, just the tiniest amount of uranium rods, and will give me 96 steam. 96 steam is enough to run one full power generator, being one lot of where are we? They're underwater. They're under one high pressure turbine, Mark II, please. Yep. Go away. Go away. Go. One of those uses 48. You're gonna make 96 steam. So I can then run two of these guys, give me 12 and 12, that's 24 mechanical power. Plus I can use a low pressure turbine, two of those as well, which gives me another 6 and 6 with the low pressure steam these guys output, which goes from 12, that's 24 mechanical power, plus another 6 and 6. That's a total of 36, yes, megawatts worth of mechanical power, and each one of you use 18. So two of you would be 30. So the idea is for one nuclear reactor running at speed level 1, that's going to give me enough power to give me 30 megawatts. If I can have you run at speed 2, that gets me to 60. My power is all over the place currently, as you can see. It's definitely a shortage of water, coal, something. But if generally power is less than 60. So if I can get to 60, I'd be very, very happy. And that's going to be our plan. The catch is I need somewhere to put this. And logically, I should put it somewhere. The somewhere is going to be right beside the town because, well, I can. Yeah, problem is all the pipes and belts we put in last time all need to be moved. So we're going to do a quick trim. And the answer is I'm just going to trim here. Yep, and I'm going to trim here. And I also need to trim the diesel pipe here and the diesel pipe here. And then just trim everything in the middle. Yep, so I just need a little bit of space. Okay. Now, blueprints. I have published, as I've said many times, many blueprints. In update 2, I published a nuclear blueprint collection. In there was, what we'd already put down to make nuclear fuel rods, which literally needed a modification of one pipe needed to be a Mark II, and, two little crushers need to be turned into one big crusher. That was it. Same applies to the nuclear reactor. Well, actually, less applies to the nuclear reactor. The nuclear reactor, I can just dump down as is. And we're going to put this, somewhere safe, like right beside the town. Seems like a great spot for it. And it'll just go in place. And that was my idea. But, as we're now in update 3, and I pay maintenance on every single pipe and everything else, this was all made with T3 pipes. The reason it was made with T3 pipes is each T3 pipe is like a very long, skinny storage tank. And obviously, the more steam, water, everything I can store in the reactor, the better. Storing steam is a little bit difficult. There are proper ways to do it, but they cover a heat loss, you might say, using the steam storage or the heat storage, whatever you want to call it. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to use the slightly improved one from update 3, where I've gone through and downgraded the pipes to exactly what they need to be. So I want to put this blueprint, well, essentially right about here. I also want to make some modifications to it. So we're going to dump it down for right now. We're going to trim off those two containers because I don't need those. And I'm also going to trim off, well, everything between here and here. That's the part I want to modify. I do want to have a nuclear reactor, definitely. And yes, I need to put it somewhere safe. So I figure right beside the town is a very safe spot for it. So can I pop you there? I also need to have storage. Can I get a radioactive waste storage? Because, funnily enough, this can output a little bit of radioactive waste. Probably have to deal with eventually. And can I get a belt from there to here? Okay, that's the wrong port. Okay, can I flip you? Much better. Okay, can I get a belt from here to here to here? Cool. Can I also get a belt out for my fuel rods and bring them into the reactor? Yeah, give me a one-tile gap in case I need it. And can I plug that in there? All right. I want to have that built. I also want to have that built. Okay, that's going to be step number 1. I'm going to leave the trucks to get that done. Meanwhile, I need to look at my inputs and my outputs. I need to have some water. I need to have some water in this tank. In fact, I need to have a lot of water in this tank, around about 1,000 units. So we're going to come to our water line, and I'm just going to grab a T2 pipe, and we're just going to swing this right the way across. I don't care where this goes, because this is actually super temporary. I just need to fill the tank up to 1,000 units worth of water. Once it's full, at least that far, well, then I can just remove the pipe. So can I stop there and drop that in? That definitely did not drop it in. Okay, can we try that again? Done. Okay, can I get that pipe done? Can I also unpause those ones? All right, so I have, from my nuclear reactor, you have 2 water ins. One is going to be for what actually produces steam, which is the 2 steam icons here. Refer to these 2 water icons here. Also on top of that, there's another one that outputs depleted steam. That is, if your nuclear reactor is having a bit of a boo-boo moment and is in the process of melting down, you just basically shove in some water as fast as possible so it doesn't melt down nearly as bad, and get out depleted steam. Depleted steam, in my particular case, with my particular reactor, goes into, well, a couple of cooling towers to cool down the steam and recover the water. Also goes into a couple of thermal desalinators running the vacuum desalination recipe, and that gives me a positive amount of water. We put in 24 depleted steam, we get out 33 clean water. And as for our cooling towers, well, in those cases, we put in 96 depleted steam after I've used it to generate power and get back to 72 water. So this has a loss of water, the cooling towers, whereas these guys have a net positive of water. That is a lot of complaints. Okay. Low supply of electronics. That's perfectly fine. You're meant to be a low supply. We're going to ignore that for a little while. Okay. Truck is struggling to find a destination it can reach. What destination are you trying to get to? This. Okay, please don't visit this. Problem solved. There is a box right there that has some bricks in it. Occasionally visit that box. All right. Oh, it's because you need to build these. Okay, and I don't have 5 uni. I don't have 5 uni. Okay, but I also don't need the health boost anymore. So I'm going to turn that off. And truck's no longer super busy. So can I also turn off that so they carry less materials and I have more uni? Great. Happy with all those things. You guys will work that out in a second. Mr. Big worked out where you need to go. You are trying to get to these tiles to fill things. Okay, you guys can't get down this ramp. Can I get a very simple height 3 to height 3 ramp? And then where is... You're very stuck. Recover. You guys are here. Okay, can I borrow you for a second? Because you are the fast action team. And can I have you guys just dig this and then you can come back to this job? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and too much poop has a high amount of poopy. That's fine. It's just because this had power problems because, again, priorities. Okay. And power. All right. So this is what we need to make steam. Once I've made steam, what I want to do is obviously I want to run this into a bunch of turbines to make a bunch of power. What I want to really do to do that is I want to slice this up and change it, because normally I have a couple of flywheels on here and I run these on auto balance. In my particular case, as this is going to be my first reactor, my primary reactor, and I need to have a power level of about 60 non-stop just to keep everything active. Well, you produce 15 and 15 plus 15 and 15, that's 60. I'm just going to run these guys flat out all the time, which means I want to rearrange the pipes. So can we rip out all of this? And then can I rip out, well, this part? No. Okay, can I, that'll do. The paused ones will do. Okay, can I unpause the paused ones? No, the other unpause. Okay, can I unpause the paused ones? Wrong pause again. Can I copy you to there, and can I copy you to there, and auto balance off, and whatever. Let's just get this built, and then I can make sure everything's set correctly afterwards. Okay, you, I want to have you and you. I want to have 2 of you guys back to back, and I want to make sure that all of them have auto balance turned off. All right, steam. I output steam, high pressure steam, in 2 different pipes. They come to a balancer, and the balancer has a priority out. I want to plug into the priority out first, and I want to run that into my first drive shaft. So the plan is we're going to shove these high-low depleted. Yes. I'm going to give myself 1 tile worth of gap just because it's going to make it a little bit easier for both you and I to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to come off this steam pipe. This steam pipe can be at height. Hang on, where's my input? You have input from there. You have input from those 2. Okay, so this should be my input. All right, so I didn't have depleted steam. Let's start with depleted steam. We're going to have, well, 48 and 48, that's 96, plus another 96, that is sub 200. So we're going to have a 200 pipe that is going to bring my depleted steam into, not that one. Is it that one? I think it's this one. No, it's this one. You have priority in and priority in. Yes, okay. The double priority stuff is to make sure that if the reactor enters a meltdown state and outputs the depleted steam, rather than us losing the depleted steam, I intentionally run it through the cooling system anyway, even though you probably shouldn't, to recover the water. And it's a safety module on a safety module with a safety module to back it up, and short of you having severe power problems, it'll never fail. If you have severe power problems, well, your reactor was probably going to blow up anyway. All right, then I have two of these guys. That should give me enough power to get everything started. I just need to plug into the high pressure turbine, or high pressure pipe, which is this one, which normally prioritizes out the close one. Instead, I'm going to have you prioritize out the back one, and I'm going to bring that under. I don't know what you're doing, pipe. Okay, you're just looking at me weird. All right, under here and into. Okay, that didn't work up till that point. Okay, can I remove that, please? Okay, and you are a pipe 3. You don't need to be a pipe 3, but again, sometimes it's worth having a larger pipe so you can store more materials. This will store 15 steam, which is not a lot, but a pipe back 2 is going to store 8 steam. So twice the dimension of the pipe, twice the amount of steam storage. All right, with that done, I want to get this section done. Okay, that's going to start being our very first reactor, our very first powered part of the reactor. Cool. Whilst we were waiting for that to be built, can I rehook up these pipes? So I need to have the diesel pipes. Pipe number 5, can you come out to the side of the reactor and then come to here? I still need to have a bridge. I need to have the next part of the power done. Okay, can you live there? All right, next part of the power generation is going to look very similar to this. So similar, in fact, it's actually going to go. Yeah, can you go there? Can I rip up that part? Can I rip up this pipe? You guys run in one another. Oh, because I didn't flip them. Yeah. Okay. You can do a trick to save a tile, and normally I do that trick, but obviously I'm not going to be able to do this time. All right. I want to have that, and I have to bring in steam from probably the other end. We can worry about that later. But more importantly, I want to have flywheels. Can I get power? Can I get flywheels? And can I put you, and you? That seems like enough flywheels right now. Okay, can I bring this to here? Okay, after I get to there, I need to have a bridge that goes left to right. So we're going to have you go to, actually the bridge is going to have to go over here. Yeah, okay, can I have this go down, under, and then back up? And in fact, you can come to, is that tile? That tile. And then plug in there. Okay, I was so close with that tile. I was one too many. All right, can I get you to go from there to there? All right, so I need to have the pipe redone desperately. I need, delete please. I need that to go away, and I need a bigger bridge. Okay, bigger bridge is going to go here. Yep, can I get the bigger bridge built as well? And we're short a few parts. Yeah, I thought that might happen. Can you build that? All right. Whilst we're waiting for that to happen, I want to plug these pipes back in. So I also need to plug in the other pipes for reactor. Okay, so you are this pipe, which was our brine. Okay, so I need to bring brine into this still. So can I have you come to here? Yep, and I need you to come all the way back to here, and then I'm not going to use the existing brine pipe because I'm about to steal that for a different project, and I'm going to bring you to here and then plug you into there. Okay, you are going to be the priority out now, and that's facing the wrong direction. So is that the brine pipe or the water pipe? That is the brine pipe. Okay, flip and build. All right, so I need to have that pipe. That's going to be our brine into you, so to make sure we can continue to process our nasty water. And yeah, we're short a little bit of brine, so you stop working. Okay, next thing I need is clean water. Clean water dump, which needs to go to here. You're gonna height 1, and then we bring this on top of that one. And you were that pipe there. So there's nothing stopping you continuing that pipe there. So I'm going to drop this into that one. Okay. So that's our clean water return from our nuclear reprocessing, and that just leaves the filter medium belt, which needs to... can you go away, please? Filter medium, which we're going to bring to here, height number 4. Yep, and every single one of you guys are stuck. I built this on the ground, which I probably should have it raised up, but whatever. Actually, no, you... Okay, we're going to do the right thing with this one. Can I have you come to height number 5, height number 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and here, and then drop this under, and there's a chance I can hit that tile. Okay, can I have you just stop right here? Can I now remove this and this, and can I go from here to... Not quite. Okay, can I trim some of that? Okay, can I go from there to there? Perfect. All right, can I get that rebuilt as well? All right, so that gets our nuclear reprocessing go. Are you rating processing back up and running? Can I do a recovery on each one of you? And that way then go back to work and do something useful. And yep, and then can I also get this drive shaft built? It's a mute point because I didn't get these ones tile closer. Is it meant to be inferred? Doesn't matter. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna have this be built. Okay. All right. So the last thing I need to do is to actually run this system. Is I need to have 1,000 water in here, which we have. Plus, I need to have you guys need to have a seawater and a brine. Well, a seawater in, a brine out. So seawater, I'm lucky enough we happen to have some of that right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to join these two systems together. So I can now have pipe mark 4, which can move 900 water, or 900 fluid or gas per minute. These ones output 108, and that means after I have 4 of them, that's 432. But hence, I need a pipe mark 3. But if I have a bigger and better pipe, I can join the two together. So that's going to be the plan. So we're going to rip out you. I'm going to join these two. I can't join it right there. Okay, it has to be joined here. Can I rip out that? Can I rip out that? Can I rip out that? Can I go there, there? Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. There, there, there. Thank you. Join that back together and plug that in there. Cool. Can I build that? All right. I need to flip this, and flip this. And then this pipe we're going to upgrade to the next tier. With that one being upgraded, I'm going to come into this location and put in a quick modification. Modification as in delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that. So this is the bigger pipe. It has all the seawater currently. And we're going to swap that over to be a pipe balancer, which we're going to dump in here, build you, and we're going to have this with the priority in, the one that has 900 in it. Meanwhile, the other one, well, it should basically be empty now. Is that going to work for me? That should work for me. Okay. So I need to have another pump and another dump. So can I put you... can I remove that pillar? Thank you. And remove that pillar. Thank you. Can I have a dump here and a pump here? And then I really want to add a pillar right here, but I can't even add a pillar. So, you know, it is what it is. I need to have another scorpion tail for another dump connection. And we're going to put you in. And then I'm going to trim this back. And this is technically a pipe 3. I don't need that much throughput, but it already exists and gets me most of the way there. So I'm going to build that. All right. As for this pipe, this was a brine pipe. I don't need a brine pipe right here anymore. So I'm going to trim that back a lot so I can bridge off this point where I'm now having 900 seawater come in and another itty bitty amount of seawater being 108 and bring that into these guys. This is the brine seawater in, please. Pipe mark 3 is fine. Is it? No, let's at least downgrade to a pipe mark 2. Because I only need a mark 2's worth. There to there to there. Okay. Can I flip this? Oh, wrong button. Flip this, build this. Okay. So that's my seawater in. You guys need to have 15 seawater. That is 15 times 7 of them, which is 105 seawater. Conveniently, Ooh, power bad. Conveniently, you produce 108. So the system's very, very much designed to have the exact amount of seawater we require. Okay, it's not a... It could be a lack of coal. Can I set you to a 3? Can I set you to a 4? And you're assigned to this tower, which doesn't exist anymore. And I forgot to tell you guys to please fill in the whole coal mine to level 3. Super helpful. Okay. Alright. Doing crew, no place to dump products. You should have room after you go visit the sorters, but the sorters might be backed up a little bit. It should work itself out. Coal, no place to dump products. So yes, they're a little bit backed up with resources. Yeah, so that's where the problem is coming from. Okay, truck is struggling to find a destination because you're jammed. Can I get a recovery here? Can I get a recovery here? And can I get a recovery here because you're jammed? All right. Excavator. Low supply of electronics. That's bad. That's due to maybe a lack of copper, but you. Okay, can I go to you? Because we're about to finish the iron. If I'm about to finish the iron, let's further complicate this poor sorter by adding in copper. Can I put copper on that port? Can I get a copper bucket here? Can I get a Mark II belt to go into that? And more construction parts that I can't afford. And then can I have you guys also, if you can't put to into that sorter, which is should be fine but could be having problems, you can go put into that sorter as well. And let's be honest, at the rate the iron mine's going, you're about to get a whole bunch of help from the iron mine. All right, last thing I want is fast action response team, which no, I want to move back to here. Rectangle there. Okay. All right. So with all that sorted, yeah, electronics and electronics too. Yeah, that's a mix of both power and a mix of lack of copper. Okay. So this is going to bring in my seawater. On top of that, I have 6 brine that would come out of these guys. Multiply by 7 of them. That's 42. So I need to have my brine pipe come out and well, basically get dumped. So can we have you? You're at height 1, yes. I'm going to lock you in position at height number 1, and I'm going to intentionally bring this around here and dump it into this sorter. Oh, this balancer, which takes in all the brine from these guys, make sure the chlorine has some brine, and then dumps the excess out this pipe, which then gets picked up by this sorter and makes sure that uranium processing has brine. Okay, with all that done, and you having fuel, I can now crank on the reactor. So we want to crank on the reactor. Because I have these guys off auto balance, I'm going to intentionally pause the pipe for just a minute, just to make sure that we push the steam in the correct direction. I want to remove the temporary pipe because I don't need it anymore, because this system is technically, it's water neutral, but also water positive at the same time. So I've got 3,500 water in here. This will slowly fill up over time until it gets to absolutely full. All right, so I need you to power up. You have. Can I change your power priority to number 1? And then I'm going to assign that to all of them. And then I'm going to crank you to number 2, which should give me plenty of steam in the system. And I need to get to this heat, roughly, and then unpause that. Once I do that, we should have a momentary dip in our power throughput and our inertia, but then it should catch up very quickly. Another thing I need to make sure when building this particular setup was you have a limited amount of total megawatts worth of mechanical force you can put on the drive shaft. Think of it as, well, a car drive shaft. If you put any more physical torque on the drive shaft blows up. So the maximum power is 72 megawatts. Obviously, if we have 12 multiplied by 4 of them, that's 48. And then I have another plus 6 times plus 4 of them, doing another 6 each, that's 72. So this drive shaft is maxed out. It also means these generators are now maxed out. And more importantly, means I can come to here and we're going to turn you on auto balance. We turn you on auto balance. We're going to turn you on auto balance. We're turning you on auto balance. and slow the whole system back down. You're on power priority number 6, 6, 5, and 4. That's perfectly fine. And over here at this generator, I'm actually going to turn you off and turn you off. And well, actually, we're going to do one better. I'm just going to destroy this belt, and this belt. I don't need this anymore. We're going to run out what little wood chips I had in here. I'm going to put you on, well, doesn't really matter because, you know, you're about to die. And we're just going to kill this system off. I don't need it anymore. So you're now dead. Whatever power you have on the shaft is about to disappear because we're just going to use it to make some electricity. Not that I need it. And then I can get rid of this. Cool. So that means I can delete all of this. Yep. I can delete this guy, that, and that. I can delete both cooling towers and this and that. And my little water pipe goes back to wherever it goes to. And that should be everything cleaned up. Yep. And, oh, nope, I missed another one. Can I get rid of you as well? So, that should be everything cleaned up. It does mean that this becomes my backup power shaft. And, well, as long as I'm putting... The main reactor is going to do at least 60 megawatts worth of power at all times. Just a flat 60. So, this is covering the extra couple of megawatts I need. 7-ish, according to this. 10-ish, 15-ish. Right, whatever it happens to be. And we're going to see the megawatt seconds slows down as, well, we draw power off, but we don't put power on because none of these guys are spinning. And then what should happen is when it gets down to not quite this level, but a little bit before that, it kicks in, the auto balance kicks in, and they start consuming steam, and this level fills back up. My problem I had for a long time is I just had one of these turning on and off, which means they couldn't get up to speed fast enough before the inertia ran out. Hopefully on the new reactor and the new power shaft I have here, when I find a whole lot more construction parts, because these are all construction parts 4 and I have none, when this is finished, because I have a number of flywheels on here, hopefully that's going to be enough to have it power up quick enough. The only thing I need to do is take my depleted steam, which is here, and plug that in, well, to one of these ports in the balancer. In this case, it's going to be, yep, right there at the top. And I also need to bring in high pressure steam, and that comes from here, which doesn't need that little bit anymore. Thank you. That comes from this port, which we should, no, okay, I have to change my mind. I should be able to bring from here at height number 1, yep, through here and around here and bring this into this end of the shaft. Yep, flip, flip, and destroy. And can get that one built at least. And my depleted steam, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to run underneath and underneath, lock that in place. That one up and over. Okay, so we're going to have to sneak our way through here and then plug into oh, it's going to go over that little pipe. Okay. Fine. Please, into that balancer. There you go. Okay. And then can I get that built? Alright, so it needs to sneak into there. That'll then let us run the steam through and process the steam as we would normally. Well, this I said had 3.5 something in it. Now has 3.560. Pretty sure it was 3.5 just on, so it's slowly going up. Construction parts are slowly coming out, which means this will get built in time. I'm not in a rush because in theory our power is sorted. And just importantly, well, copper ore is a problem because you guys suck, right? Yeah, you guys suck. But I do have a whole bunch of vehicles. If we go to this one, I have 22 idle little trucks. So can I get you another 5, 10? Yeah, let's go for 10. And we have another tree planet out and about, right? Yes, and in fact, I have mega dump trucks sitting here doing nothing. So as long as we can keep applying the uni boost, I can keep making more construction parts, which is great. This is full of iron, and this is full of iron. And we have a little bit of iron left to go here. Once this is done, this mine will end up being another dead mine, and I can free up these trucks and put them on copper if needs be. But with all that said and done, I think this is where we're going to leave this video. We have our new reactor. Sure, we have a few researchers left to iron out over the next couple of episodes, but with nuclear power up and running, that hopefully means I don't have to stress about power anymore. I don't have to stress about how much coal we're burning to keep power running. And in fact, we're probably okay enough on power that I could even consider swapping these over to a electric boiler, which is something I never do previously, but it's convenient and it means I don't have to burn coal. Yep, instead I burn a couple of bits of nuclear power, which is probably okay for us to burn considering we are making a decent clip. Oh wow, you guys are done. Okay, can I go to dirt? This is one of the things I wanted. This is still being done, and that's being dug out as well. Can I show me pathfinding, please? Okay, you have a path in there. So in this case, as this is all inside the one dirt zone, can I get all of that done? And all of that done. And that one done. And that one done. And all the way up to here done as well. This needs to be a 29 to level that out. And can I remove those digs? Yep, so they've got just a tiny bit left to go. And did I get these trucks moving? No. Oh, they're slag trucks. Oh, that's a different story entirely. Slag. Okay, so the slag tower is now done. So the easiest answer for me right now is just comes up the slag in here. Yep, that'll do me. We'll just start filling that one in. Or I can do the coal mine. The coal mine's a lot bigger. Yeah, we're going to throw all the slag in the coal mine for right now. It also means that, yes, now I have my little wharf built. Yep, I am going to have to get the digging crew to come back here and fix up this splotch because for whatever reason it is full of rock and that's just unacceptable. So this will be a job for probably the fast action response team. And that one, and then just bring one tile out of all that and then fill it all back in. Meanwhile, yes, with you guys are actually almost finished that. Okay, well, whilst I'm looking at you, can I move you to here? Can I just make it longer? There you go. All right, so yes, with that done, yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here. We have a small problem that we just don't have enough trees currently. They're not old enough, so hence the extra tree planter, and hopefully they can keep up with the rate we're burning through wood. I don't have any more empty boxes, which is a good sign. And yeah, it means that next episode, I'd really like to look at microchips, but we don't quite have the research done. I don't believe. No, I have that research done before we jump to microchips. So we'll have to look and find something else to do. But with all that said and done, like I said, I'm going to finally leave this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And do remember, if you're interested in blueprints, update 2.1s are available on Capital Industry Hub or available on my Discord server. Links are always to the Discord, at least, in the description below. And my update 3.1s, they're available on Patreon. I think it's $5 a month, $5 a month. And there's currently a promo, I believe, till the end of the month for 10% off. If you want to go jump on Patreon and get access to the new blueprints, including the ones I've already pre-built for titanium and aluminium, because that was the most complicated thing I've ever done. But with all that said and done, finally, I'm going to leave it here. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.